Hey, how's it going, guys? This is KNasty3890 here with another MLB 16 The Show video. We're continuing our Oakland A's franchise. This is episode 6, season 4. We're in the playoffs. Wow, we won the division outright by a game over the Houston Astros. Not a great record, good enough. If you don't already follow the rest of the series, I have a link down in the description below. As you can see, we kind of had that two-headed monster. Gray's actually overall has dropped down to an 87. But Chris Sale's a freaking beast. We got this young closer who pitched really well during the season. Our bullpen is kind of makeshift, but it got the job done. In our lineup, we had Machado. We had Greg Bird hit 30 bombs. Machado actually didn't play that well. These young guys like Villarreal's 20. I mean, he had almost 300 with 11 bombs, 22 stolen bases. We got Conforto, who kind of struggled. Chris Davis. Ryan Billings, our number one pick a couple years ago. 99 potential. Really starting to turn into a star. You can see, look at all those attributes going up, except for power versus left. But he's going to be our staple of our team. But we are now in the playoffs. Now, I said in the very first video I did this, I want to have as much little human intervention as possible in this because I wanted to see if we can build the team. I mean, it's easy to win these games. You can just go into these games and play them, and you can win. You can say, I'm World Series champ. So I decided we're only going to play elimination games if it's game 4 or game 5 of the American League Division Series. It's a 5-game series, or game 6 or game 7 of the ALCS or the World Series. So we can only play if we're down 3-2 or down 2-1 series, or if it's going to a game 7 or a game 5 if it's the last game of the series. So we want to make sure our pitching's lined up. We got Sale, we got Gray. Our first two on the road in Cleveland. The mistake by the lake. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, God. Well, just like that, we didn't score. 3 runs there. We scored there. We didn't. That's our. That was quick. It's quick and painless, at least. All right, so I guess we're gonna have to move on to the off season. Let's see who wins the World Series. I'm gonna say. Well, let's look to see who's in it, and I'll take a wild guess at it. With the Nationals, the Cubs, the Dodgers, Giants, Reds. I'm gonna go with my Red Sox. They're my team. Cubs have defeated the Orioles. There you go, Cubs. Congrats. We're moving on to the offseason. Our manager, hitting coach, and third base coach have all decided their contracts have expired. Again, when you have short on budget like we are, as we have a few guys retiring, the only one of note was Napoli, was our guy against lefties. Actually played really well. Hit .312 with 5 home runs and limited at bats. As you can see, he was just a bench guy for us. But with the coaches, I always sign them at the very end of the offseason. We want to keep as much salary cap space as or budget, I should say, as possible. And it looks like we don't have any huge names coming up. Villarreal is going to want a contract. I mean, he's this guy. Yeah, he's 88 overall. He started playing in the majors at 18. What was his WAR last year? Probably like around 3 or so. No, that's pretty close. Now he wants to be a star. I can give him a $5.7 million for 3 years. That puts him right before that puts him at a free agent. I want him to be an everyday guy. I don't want him to expect to be a star, because then he's going to want to bat either the first, third, or fourth. Even though he'll probably lead up, I might want to have him bat second. We're going to pay him about $6.3 a year. That should get him signed. Now we got Billings up. No, I could lowball him big time. Again, I want him every day, and that doesn't affect his interest. So he's going to be coming with us. I could have lowballed him more, but if I lowball him too much, he wouldn't want to play for us. Tyler Skaggs, how do you play last year? 3.47 ERA, 1.29 WHIP, 175 Ks. That's really good. Now this is last year before a free agent. I could offer him arbitration or like a 1-year deal for like I'll do that. 4.1. I'll give him a little extra, so hopefully that keeps him happy. I could have locked him up long term. I just don't know if he's going to be worth it. As you can see, he's been kind of up and down. If he's in the mid-3s, that's not bad. Ryan Cook, maybe a 1-year deal. I'm not for $5 million. You're going to have to walk. Chris Davis, I do want to keep Chris Davis. Even though he struggled, I bet I can get him cheap. $5 million, I think, for an everyday outfielder is not bad. Matt Olson, we definitely want to keep Matt Olson. He was our DH, I believe, and he hit 23 bombs. Now, how many years of service time? He has 3 years of service time. If I go the 3 years, I can pay him about $3 million a year, roughly. Well, actually, I have to do a little bit more. But 3.8, I know he'll sign that. Joe Smith, how did he play last year? He struggled, but maybe, you know what, 2.9 for an 80 overall reliever. I'll take it. Conforto. I'm going to offer him arbitration right around what he made last year. He struggled last year, so he might just take that. Or that's what he might get in arbitration. Stephen Vogt. Oh, now we have that young catcher. Now, Vogt did hit 279, which is really good for catching 14 bombs. So how good is that young catcher we have? Is he ready? He's not. I say another year, then this Larry deal is going to be ready. So we're going to sign, if I can get a Vogt to a 1-year deal, I think that's going to be really, that'll be best for us. Yeah, let's see what he wants. Oh, yeah, I was hoping it would be like under 5, and it is 4.5. Meadows, this is a young guy with some pop. We're going to sign him, and he's going to be dirt cheap. Pedro Baez, I think we got him at a trade deadline. A 1 year for like 1.3 mil. That's not bad for a depth guy. Martin Prada, we're going to let you walk. Jake Diekman, we're going to try to not lock you up, but sign you. 3.3. He did pitch really well. We're giving him like a 1 year, 3 mil. Take it or leave it. If not, we'll move on. Paco, he struggled, but he does have deep potential. Oh, 4 mil for him. I'm going to let that go. Figley, we're probably going to let... I don't want to pay a lot for a backup catch. 1 year, 2 years... No, 1 year, 2 mil. I think that's a fair deal for a backup catcher. And this guy I do want to keep, and he's cheap. Matt Chatham. Guy can be on our bench. Platoon guy. Just give him a couple $100,000. Again, that's not going to break our bank. Oh, okay, there we go. I don't want to pay him... Like, you don't want to undercut these guys too much, because then they'll just be pissed off and not want to play well for you. There's that. Graveman. I'm going to let Graveman walk, because he's going to start wanting more money, and we just can't really afford it. I do want to be able to get maybe another bat. That was the thing we needed, is another bat. Now, we do have some young bats coming up, but if there's like a guy who maybe in his like mid 30s who can give us 30 home runs at a position, I am not going to say no to that. So there's that Larry Deal, that catcher. He's our best prospect yet. And we do have a lot of good young players. They've already made it to the major leagues. But he's the best one in the minors. And like I said, he's 1 year away. And then he'll be on the squad. He'll be a lot cheaper than Vogt. But I think Vogt, if he does what he did last year, hit 280. For a catcher, you can't do much better than that, really. And like even that Deal, if you looked at his attributes, he's mostly going to be a defensive catcher. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but offense there, as you can tell, we do need the offense. Here's Brady Aiken. We got him in a trade. Lefty, was number 1 overall pick in the draft a few years ago. I think 2014. He never signed, and then he signed the next year. I think he was taken by Houston, if I do recall, when he never signed. I'm going to let these D potentials way down here to go. I'll take you. All right, now let's go to here and hope our players sign. Joe Smith signed, Tyler Skaggs signed, Chris Davis signed, Stephen Vogt signed, Figley. I don't care about you. Diekman signed. Any other big names? All of them signed, and we're going to let Ryan Cook walk. So we have roughly $20 million in cap space, or budget. So we're going to sim into free agency. Maybe spend like 10 of it on a player. Like, Jose Abreu might be an option. Like, that's kind of a guy I was looking at. Now, what does he want per year? 11 mil? We're going to have to overpay him because he doesn't, we're going to have to pay him 13. That's definitely an option to go after. We could go after like a Goldschmidt, but I don't think we can afford him. Another option we could do is Braun, but he's a lot cheaper. He'll be like 10, but we're gonna go after Abreu. Now, who do we have at first? Let's make sure we have Greg Bird and we have Matt Olson. What we can do is we can keep Bird, put Abreu at DH, and we can use Matt Olson maybe as a trade chip for a maybe an extra reliever, or maybe like a number 4 starter. But that's only if we can sign Abreu. Now we're gonna give him a 1 year deal. We're gonna give him a 2-year deal with a player option, because you can see, look at that interest just go up. So it goes up just to be 2 years, but look how much it goes up for a player. Like, that's a nice jump there. So we're gonna give him that, and then we're gonna give him roughly 13 mil. So 2 year, $26 million. You're gonna be a star on this team, Jose, and you're gonna have a player option. And since he wasn't given a qualifying offer, we don't give up a draft pick if we send him. Look at that power. He's going to rake against righties. He hit 47 bombs last year. That's the guy we need. Let's go a few days, see if we sign him. Can no longer afford the contract. Hey, why is this doing this? I might... Part of me wants to trade. I mean, Matt Olson's 3.7 mil. Part of me wants to also move Sonny Gray in that 12.5. I didn't think Machado's going to bounce back. Chris Davis is 5. Conforto we haven't signed yet, but we have to pay him. We could... I feel like I could put Meadows in place of Chris Davis. I think we're going to do that. Let's trade Chris Davis in his 5 mil. We're going to just use Meadows as our power guy. Look at that 80 power and 63 power. And Chris Davis is 77, 75. There's not a whole lot different. And Meadows is 90K? Yep, and yeah, that's... So we're going to go look for a reliever. Or we need some bullpen help. And we need cheap bullpen help. I don't want to pay more than 2 mil for an arm here so we can save some money. What I'm doing is looking at these contracts. 4.3 mil, that's too high. Not high enough overall. 3.5, too much. 2.4, oh, he's 35 though. That's just, I don't think the value's there. 2.3, but he's 35. 3.3. I mean, maybe Hunter Strickland. I'll do Hunter Strickland. How did he pitch last year? 1.84 ERA. And I'll do that straight up. I'll do that. That gives us a little bit more budget, I should say. We are now going to go after Jose Abreu. Let's do, if I do a 3-year deal with a player option, can I do it a less years? I mean, less per year? No, it's still the same. So might as well just do 2. Oops, I never even hit yes on it. Just in case he starts to go down a lot, we don't want to be stuck on that albatross contract. All right. Why can't we afford it? You know what? I guess we'll go after Braun. We'll put Braun in the... we can put Braun as a DH. A 1-year deal. 9.6. I really want Abreu, but I guess we can't afford it. And he's now a Yankee. So there goes that. We got Ryan Braun, so there's an extra bat. We needed that bat. Now we got to make sure for the Rule 5 draft, we don't have any guys who are eligible for it. Like this guy right here is eligible for it. He's 72 overall. He's 25, but a B potential. Someone might take him. We want to keep these guys at work. I mean, these guys are trade chips too. B potential starting pitchers are actually, and they're in the 70s. Or they could be in the majors this year or like a year away. We definitely want to keep these guys. We have a lot of depth in our pitching pipeline, so we can use this for. He's 28. I'm gonna let him go. Trade chips. The problem is we just don't have the funds to go out and get. Like, we can't trade all these like young guys for like established big leaguers who are making $15 million. I'm gonna have you go to the 40-man and go up to the majors because you're gonna be in our bullpen. I mean, we got Strickland, we got Joe Smith, and we got Burnett, but we need another bullpen arm. I want to make sure this guy might be up. No, he's not. Okay. You're good. You're 30. I'm not going to worry about you. What about you? Not eligible for it. He is eligible. I'll add him. I just don't want these guys. I don't want to lose them. Meadows, I might as well call you up to the majors now because you're going to be probably our right fielder. Yeah, you're going to be our right fielder. I might as well just edit your position to right field. And he's what's his overall? An 80? Let's see if it goes down or up when it changes position. It went down 1, but that's not too bad. I mean, he's got solid speed, really good speed. He's got speed and power there, so we like that. So, okay, we did all that. And you're not eligible. Okay, so now I think we're good. There's our starting pitching. We got Strickland to help our bullpen. Our bullpen's not amazing, but it's going to get the job done at least. And that's something we can do at the trade deadline. Let's put Braun in here. Actually, so it's Braun's going to play. Madison kind of struggled. He has a really good. I like that discipline, though. He walks a ton. He does have a secondary position, but we got in center field Billy Burns, who's been amazing. We got Conforto in left, who struggled a lot last year. No, Bird. I do like Bird. I might move Olsen for another bullpen arm. Let's do that. He is 26. He's not overly young. So let's go look for another Let's look at closers, because we already looked through all the relief pitchers. And just because they're a closer, we don't have to put them as a closer. Ooh. So this is a guy that we can kind of... let's see if we can build a deal around getting the Spencer Taguchi guy. He's 72, which isn't that good, but he's only 22 and has B potential. Maybe get another bat prospect in here. Kind of like Trey Turner. Ooh, this guy's a good bat. And they'll do it. So let's see. Anything else we can get in here? Let's see if there's like another relief pitching prospect they'll just throw in. They have a guy who's 27, not much of a prospect. But they'll do it. I'll do that. So we got a couple prospects for medals. I'll do that. And we do save a little bit of money. And while we're at it, we might as well... I want to make sure these guys are not eligible for the Rule 5 draft. I forgot to check. And that pitcher, he probably is. So I'm going to add him. And we're going to go sign our coaches now. Now we need a manager, a hitting coach, and a third base coach. We want to get A or B. Here's an A. Let's give you a 3D deal. First base coach. We don't need that. We need hitting coach. You want A so that your players will like the best coaches. And we need a manager. We'll do this, Sean Cordova. He's an A. Hope we sign these guys. We can now sim for a while. Let's see. Michael Wacha's a Blue Jay. Billy Hamilton in that speed. 41 stolen bases last year. He's 29 now. Signed with the White Sox. 13 mil for 4 years. Jeez. We lost that coach. We got the manager. We got the third base coach. So we need a hitting coach. So let's go find a hitting coach. Jason Kipnis is in Baltimore. He had 341 last year. My goodness. Robin Ventura is our hitting coach. Kind of like that. Roberto Osuna was traded for Daz Cameron and Mark Monroe. So for a couple prospects for Osuna. Daz Cameron actually is the son of former outfielder Mike Cameron, if you did not know. Moustakis for Andrew Healy. Kubica. Moustakis had a solid year last year. Here's the Rule 5 draft. Now, just to make sure this wasn't our guy. No, I don't believe he was. I might see if I can maybe find a reliever in this, but it looks like no one's drafting anyone. Not really. Not someone I want to use. So we're going to just pass on the Rule 5 draft, sim the rest of the offseason, get into the beginning of Year 5. This is a big year for us. I mean, our job security is safe. Conforto, he got a raise of $1 million. So we have $11 million in space to sign to use towards players at the trade deadline. We have the prospects to get a lot of good names. And we have to upgrade our scouts. Central, we could upgrade a little bit. I'm just going to keep that. We don't have a West, so we're going to get rid of the worst of the two there. We're now going to scout. So he's a West. He's best with pitchers, so I'm going to have you look at right-handed pitchers. You're best with positional players, and you're Central. Let's have you look at some outfielders, I guess. You're best with positional players. So we're going to have international, and we're going to have you look at infielders. In East, you're best with positions. And we're going to have you look at catchers. Because catchers are hard to come by. If we can find one, that's a bonus. So let's make sure our lineup is looking good. We got Sale, Sonny Gray, Finnegan. I got to make sure I say that right. Tyler Skaggs and Evoldi. Here's our bullpen. Not awful, but it'll have to get the job done. Burnett, though, luckily we got this stud as a closer. Taguchi, we're going to leave in the minors, but if he's playing well, I'm going to call him up early. I'm going to have no hesitation. We want Deal to play. Just make sure Larry Deal's in here. He's like I said, he's the guy I'm looking forward to using or seeing what he does in the majors next year. All right. Oops. Now we want to look at our major league roster. We got Burns. We're going to put Villarreal back. He's a 90. Man. Pretty good for a guy who's 21. Billings, we're going to move... he's not much of a hitter. He's mostly fielding. But I do want to move him up. We got to move Braun up. We're going to have... I'm going to have Braun bat 4th, Machado 3rd, Bird. There we go. Oh, there's a lot of lefties. We got to mix up those lefties. We're going to move Billings up to 7, so we have a mix in lefties. All right, so Machado, we want 3rd. I don't want Braun leading off. That's crazy. All right, there's who's our Villarreal, but he does not play. Oh, where is he? Oh, there he is. Wait, we have Burns leading off. Okay, then Burns is not playing in this lineup, which is fine, I guess. There's Burns again. Machado, we want 3rd. We're gonna Braun 4th. We're gonna put Villarreal 2nd. Let's move that up. We're gonna move Billings up here. There we go. And then lastly, boom, 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 boom. There we go. All right. So now let's get this season going. And we start off 0-2. Don't have the minimum positional players, so we got to add some to the AA squad. Here's our Class A roster full of... That's not good. We need to sign some. Just a couple. Some crappy I don't care. There's 3. That's all we need. AA. Now let's go to our AA roster down here. We're going to move some pitchers to single A. Oh, we want Aiken to stay up in AA. There we go. We should be good now. Just wish we could win some. There we go. Now we're winning some games. And I think we're going to pitch well enough. We don't have like an amazing starting rotation or a bullpen, but it's good enough. I mean, Chris Sale's going to be our great guy. We've got a trade. Moustakas got traded for Josh Harrison and Rio Ruiz. All right. And right now we're 17-8. So we're actually playing really well. 20-11 now. Got to just win 2 out of 3 in every series. That's all I'm asking. We're struggling a little bit playing the Red Sox. Almost got swept. We got another trade. Christian Yelich for Andrew Healy and Dalton Pombey. Yelich is not playing amazing right now. 273. It's not bad, but luckily our division's pretty weak, so we don't have to be amazing. So we got the draft now. We have the 22nd pick and then the 21st pick in the second round. No supplemental picks because we did not lose a free agent. And like this guy here does have an 80 potential, but he's 21. He's years away. He's only at 55 overall. I'm going to pass on him. This guy, though, he's 24. He'll be ready in about a year, allegedly, but he's a 60 overall. I think that's just not. Here we go, a shortstop. He's a 75 potential, so not an 80 potential. I guess I don't care what position you are because we can always trade you. He looks like to be a good guy to go after. Maybe the second baseman. He's a 70 overall. Great contact tool. Can be an 80 fielder. Already has 70 speed. Could have 80 steal. I like the second baseman over the shortstop because the shortstop doesn't have the hit or almost as good fielding. I'm going to take the second baseman here. Lorenzo Campillo from Wisconsin. Already a 70 overall. Or a 70 out of 80 overall. I don't know. His overall probably in the low 70s. Upper 60s. So that could be a good pick. If that shortstop's here in the second round, I'll probably take him. Let's see if he is. Oh, this guy right here. Oh, he's been scouted really well. Lincoln Beard. So he's 20. He's 18. He has a chance to have really well above average power versus right. Almost well above average power versus left. Not much of a fielder. Could be like a borderline DH. No speed, but really good. He's going to be a great hitter. He goes to center field. Not much. He's a bats left. That's good. I like this Lincoln Beard guy. We're going to take him. And our scouts actually scouted him really well. Hope he has good potential. We'll find out in a few minutes. Another pick here. And I kind of want to take a chance on one of these guys, but we're going to just keep looking. Oh, here's that shortstop. See if there's anyone else here real quick. Yeah, let's take that shortstop. I think I might take him in the first round. If he's available in the third, I'm not sure what that says about our ability to see what players are the best. But all right, now this starting pitcher, he's 24, but he does have 80 potential. If he's an A, he could be. Or the shortstop. He's 3 years younger and overall at 55, and this guy's overall is a 6, and he's 3 years older. I'm going to take the shortstop just because he's 3 years younger. He has 3 years to get to the same overall that the other guy's at. and the starting pitcher is still available. That's a win for us. Now and sometimes you really don't know how well the drafts are till after, but this looks like we did a halfway decent draft. This guy here has been scouted really well. He's just really solid everything. 55 or 60. I like almost everything except speed. He's from Mexico. We're going to take Barrios. I think that might be our last pick. I don't think we're going to get a pick in the 7th round. Yeah, we're going to not. So let's sim a week. We'll then sign our players. Hopefully we can win some games. We're struggling recently. There we go. There's a couple wins. The draft wasn't as good as I thought. This Campanella's a C. Campillo's a C potential. That may move up to a B because it's at 79. 72 overall already, though. Like I said, low 70s overall. Lincoln Beard is a B potential. You can tell he can already hit. He's only 18, so he may not be a bad player. He's not going to be an amazing player. He's not going to be that bad. Here's that shortstop, a 77 overall. Potential, 62 overall. Already has 85 speed with 86 steal. That's pretty good. Moving on to Stephen Ma, that shortstop. Again, he's like a project. He's 21. Same with this pitcher. You can tell he's only a 61 overall. He's 24, but it does have B potential. And this Barrios is a C over a 42 overall. That is low. But you're on the squad. Let's take a look how our team's doing. Sailing, man, our pitchers are struggling. That's our thing. Skaggs is pitching really well. Andy Voldy is. Burnett's pitching well. Diekman's pitching well. Strickland's struggling. Really, man? We gave up a lot for you. Other than that, our bullpen's actually doing really well. How's this Taguchi's kind of struggling. No reason to call him up. Our lineup, Billy Burns is hitting really well. Villarreal's kind of struggling. Machado, man, we're paying way too much. Greg Bird, though, hitting 290 with 16 bombs. Conforto's having a good bounce back here. Billings might be our best overall next to Sale. He's turning into a star. Vogt is kind of struggling, and Meadows is kind of struggling his rookie year. Now, how is that catcher doing? Deal. He's really struggling right now. Like I said, he's a defensive guy. He's not much of a bat, but you'd like to see that hit a little bit, hit at least 200. Let's go a little further and let's see how we're doing. We'll check everything again around the trade deadline, see if we have to make a move. The Padres are interested in a trade. Flores, excuse me. C potential from Michael Geddes. A B potential? Yeah, I'll do that. A C for a B potential? I'll do it. I'll have them auto-fix that. I don't care about the Texas League. Congratulations. So right now we're hovering right around 500. Nick Castellanos got traded for Tyler White. I like that trade for the Rays. Especially Castellanos. He's hitting 13 bombs, only a 239 average. Now we're getting some wins. Like I said, I'm going to go up to the trade deadline. We're going to see how we are doing and seeing if we need to make a trade. And so where. Hopefully our division is kind of just the same as it was last year. Andrew Healy got traded for Ghost Stevenson and Baldino. Not much for Ghost. We got another trade. Jake McGee. Ooh, that Dominic Smith's actually kind of a prospect. But Jake McGee's having a really solid year. Tigers are interested in a trade. Ooh, Villarreal for Iglesias. Now, Iglesias is in 270, but we really don't for a shortstop. And Spannenberg's not a bad player. But yeah, not worth it. Villarreal, he's 21. Look at that. He's 90 overall, hitting 278. What's his on-base percentage? 349. He doesn't hit from much. He's not slugging at all this year. But he still probably has a solid WAR. 1.14. Not as high as you wish it would be. All right, we're at the trade deadline roughly. We are 7 out of first. And we are 4.5 out of the wild card. Now, we are a plus 17 in run differential, so we're just losing close games. I feel like our pitchers just are not pitching amazing. Like, Evaldi's been our best pitcher. He's 2.66 ERA. You know what, guys? I'm going to end the video now. I want to know what we should do at the trade deadline. Where should we upgrade? I'm going to show you guys everything here. We got Burns, Villarreal, Machado. Again, it's just... I might have to... Should we move Machado? His contract's killing us. He's getting paid $24 million. And he's hitting 240 with 9 home runs. Greg Bird has 23 home runs already. Ryan Braun is 21. He's hitting 294. Now, Machado does play really great defense. But we can find another third baseman, and we can get a lot for him. Real quick, you know what? Before we end the video, here's some trades we could do for Machado. I mean, we can get Chris Davis and Kevin Gausman. We can get Brandon Bell and others. Julio Urias, Trevor Story, David Dahl, Archie Bradley, Carlos Martinez and Jeremy Hasselbaker, Aaron Nola. Like, we can get a lot from Machado. Jimmy Nelson and Cole Calhoun, a good pitching prospect there. Javi Baez, Kyle Kendricks, Mike Moustakas. I mean, we can get Carlos Gomez, and there was Malik Smith at that speed. Rougned Odor and Randall. I kind of like that trade. But, like, I mean, should we trade Machado? I want you guys to know. And we can do like our own trades, too. We don't have to just do what they ask us. But the guy's killing our lineup, and we don't really have any third base prospects or guys who can take his place. Well, we got this Chapman, actually, who's not awful. I mean, we can definitely figure something out, but he's just killing us. So I want you guys to help me out in the comments down below what we should do. I'm thinking about moving on. Like, we can't pay that much for the A's. We can't pay $24 million for a average third baseman. That's it for the video, guys. Hope we can turn this around, make the playoffs, win the World Series. This is year 5. It's a big year for us. If you guys did enjoy the video, hit a like rating. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Bye.